Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Back here with Glen Kellaway from the basement as we're nearing the end of our alphabetical song series. Today we're at the letter W. One more to go. We're doing Y after this and then a recap at the end.
And we're not
W's,
doing
we're not doing Z or Z, whatever you want to call it. We're not doing X. Can't find enough quality songs, if any.
yeah.
So we're going to stick with the
Actually,
10.
we're putting this out there. It's the YouTube challenge. Rich and I are putting up $1 million if you can come up with 10 X songs.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, Rich is putting up the money. I just
Yeah.
he said I
It's
could stay up here.
Monopoly money just to
Yeah.
cover our ass. Yeah, X is a rough one. Anyway, W's, I thought they were pretty plentiful. I got some heavyweights that I didn't even put on my list, but I'm going with favorites, so we'll see what happens. Kick it off, Glenn. 10, 9, and 8.
10, 9, and 8 from this amazing debut album. Dun, 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 dun. Watching the detectives. Oh man, I love that song, and I absolutely love this album. My aim
That's
is
a
true.
fantastic album.
One of the great debut albums of all time. Every
Yep.
freaking note of that song is good. Their album is good.
Yep. There's not a bad tune on there.
No. And number 9, this album shows up a lot. The band, When You Awake.
Ooh.
Love that song. One of my favorite band songs. And number 10, 9, 8. From the Allman Brothers debut. Sometimes I feel just like a whipping post. Oh, what
That's
a song. Greg Allman's vocals on that. What a smoking tune that is.
Yeah. Timeless. Number 10. White Rabbit from
from one of my
Pillow.
top 10 albums of all time. Damn, I forgot about White Rabbit. I have an ass kisser.
One of the great drug songs and spacey psychedelic masterpieces ever.
First ass kicker of the week.
One pill gets you higher, and smaller, and all that stuff. Number 9, I went with Tom Petty. This is off the She's the One soundtrack. Walls Circus.
Walls. Wow.
Yep.
Interesting Petty drink.
Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you cry. Half
Yeah.
of me is ocean, half of me is sky. I just like the simple, right to the point lyrics.
Yeah.
And number 8, George Harrison, What is Life?
Oh, great song.
I just loved everything about that song. It's just a beautiful song.
Mm-hmm.
Positive.
Okay. Yep. I'm up again.
You're
always
up
got to
again.
raise the Canadian flag. One of the great Canadian bands of all time. Should have been bigger in the U.S. The Tragically Hip.
Oh yeah.
Off of their third album, Fully Completely, and it's a song called Wheat Kings. I don't know if you ever heard that song, but it's
I've heard it. It's good.
Amazing, great track. Tragically Hip. They get any love down there at all?
No, not really. Brian and Doc turned me on to that album and that song. I really enjoyed that one. That was good.
Yeah.
I never hear them on the radio at all. They're never played down here. Ever.
Yeah. Great band. Next, Tom Petty, Walls. The reason I went Walls, how could you pick Walls over probably I think I have 2 Tom Petty songs tied for number 1. One is Southern Accents and the other one is Wildflowers.
Ooh.
You belong in the wildflowers.
I thought we're going with The Waiting for a minute.
Great album.
Yeah.
Great song. I got one more to go?
Yes.
Bobby D. Does he ever not make my list? Man, the GOAT. And I'm picking this song. Now, I think the best version of this song is done by the band, but it's also on this live album that he put out a couple years called Shadow Kingdom, When I Paint My Masterpiece.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Dylan songs.
Yeah, Dylan does show up a lot. So does the band, for that matter. They're both pretty intense. Let's see. Number 7. No, that was it for you.
Okay.
That was it. You had 765, I think.
Okay. Thank God you pay attention.
I'm trying. Number 7. I'm going with Elvis Costello, but a different album. This is what? Armed Forces? Armed Forces. What's so funny about peace, love, and
Oh,
understanding?
written by Nick Lowe.
Written by Nick
And
Lowe.
that's my favorite Elvis Costello album.
Mine's the debut, but that's damn good too. Number 6. I was going to leave this off, but I just couldn't. It was so influential. Whole Lot of Love.
Oh,
Dun-dun.
well, it's not on that album, but that's.
I have the wrong album. Oh shit! Give me the E on that one. Sorry about that, Glenn. Whole Lot of
Led
Love from
Zeppelin 2.
Led Zeppelin 2. I pulled the wrong.
The first time you ever listened to that with headphones on?
Oh my
Remember
god!
that? And you just go, whoa!
That was one of the heavier songs that they actually played on regular radio back in the day too.
Yeah, killer.
It really was.
Killer track.
Number 5. I went with closing track. Won't Get Fooled Again off the Who's Next album. Makes my top 5.
One of the best classic rock songs ever.
And albums, yes.
Okay, next for me, the great Marvin Gaye. What's Going On?
I was going to pick that.
What a song.
Yeah.
And the bass track on that. James Jamerson, best bass player ever in the history of the world, played in the Funk Brothers. You can go on and listen to his isolated bass track from this song on YouTube. Phenomenal. I don't know if you know that story where he was there ready to record the song. He never showed up, and they figured, oh, he's in the, because he liked to have a few. And he was, they went and got him out of a bar where he was jamming up on stage, kind of forgot about the session, came back, brought him in the session. He was so drunk, he had to lay down on the floor. And they played the song, never played it before, and came up with this incredible melodic bass line that's absolutely incredible. It's just genius. And he did it totally drunk, couldn't even stand up. Unbelievable.
Good pick.
Next, I got to go with this too. I think if you had a Martian come down and said, play me classic rock songs that, or kind of represent the genre, it's going to be 2 songs, Stairway to Heaven and Won't Get Fooled Again. Incredible
Totally
track.
agree. Yeah.
Number 2, here's my Beatles song that I think everybody's going to say, that's the worst Beatles song in history. It's my favorite. It's actually my favorite on this album, which is my favorite album, the greatest album of all time, Sgt. Pepper's, Within You, Without You.
Ooh, that is a deep one. Wow.
Yeah, I love Indian music, the sitar, and I absolutely love it. And that song was my introduction to it. So really important song for me. Top 10 Beatles song for me.
Well, I challenged myself this week not to take a Beatles song. I was going to take While My Guitar Gently Weeps, but left it on the sideline.
That would be number
4. Yeah. Number 4 is Wish You Were Here. This is
excellent.
Title track.
Forgot about that.
The old
track too.
2 Lost Souls Swimming in a Fishbowl year after year. Just great lyricism. Beautiful song.
Yeah. A minor ass kicker.
Minor. My number 3. This is from a comp. I don't have any other albums, but this is a seminal 60s song. A Whiter Shade of Pale.
How did I forget that?
That's one of the best songs ever.
Okay, that's the biggest ass kicker in the history of this series. One of my all-time favorite songs. Oh,
it makes number 3 for me. And number 2, another just gorgeous song, this time by the Kinks, Waterloo Sunset. Number 2.
Number 2. You want my number 1?
Yeah.
Well, we're close. Waterloo Sunset by a mile. Some letters, when you first start thinking, you say, okay, I got to come up with the W's. Number 1 gets plugged in right away. Yeah, you have some of those?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Waterloo Sunset was one of those songs for me. Incredible song. Incredible.
Yep, it is.
One of my
Never get
150
tired of
top
it.
10 songs of all time.
It's a gorgeous song. Number one, you had the band earlier. I went with Money, The Weight, off Music from Big Pink. I love the song. I love the way it's written with the different stanzas, the different voices. And it's great on the last waltz too when the Staple Singers do it. But I like the original studio
Oh
version.
yeah, I never forget The Weight. There's another. I missed. There's 2 or 3 I missed that were they're really cool. Hey, can I tell you something about this?
I'm sorry, I had a hard time between Whiter Shade of Pale, Waterloo Sunset, and The Weight. They could all be number one.
Oh, they could all been top 3 for me too. I missed a couple of those. Stupid me. Waterloo Sunset. I don't know if you know this or not, but when the Kinks were recording this song, they set microphones up like in front of the vocalists and then in various parts of the room so they would get kind of a latency thing. So the mic would pick up the sound a split second later than the first mic, right?
Oh, okay.
And when you're, I learned this from reading Steve Hoffman's wrote about this on the Steve Hoffman Music Forums. He's a recording engineer. And if you have a stereo system and you play that song and your stereo is set up properly and it works, because I've done it, the sound surrounds you. It doesn't come in front of you. You can hear, because of the way they recorded it, you can hear the voices at your side on a stereo. It's unbelievable. It's really weird. You should try it.
I will try it.
As long as you're kind of set up in that triangle thing, if your speakers are kind of the same distance apart that you are away from them, which is basically the way you're supposed to set up a stereo. Well, if you got your speakers 20 feet apart and you're sitting 2 feet away from it, it's not going to work. But if your speakers are 6 feet apart and you're 6 feet away in the center, listen, you'll hear the whole sound enveloping you. It's really weird.
That is interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I want to throw some honorable mentions because I thought this was really loaded. You gave one Beatles song. I mentioned another, but I always like We Can Work It Out too. Just a classic.
Yeah, great song.
White Room by Cream.
Yeah, I missed
How
a ton
about
of
Walk Away by the James Gang?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Watching the Wheels, John Lennon. The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, Gordon Lightfoot.
Ooh, yes.
Unbelievable song. And of course, I had Whipping Post down here and What's Going On. We're an American Band, Grand Funk. Who'll Stop the Rain, CCR. Wichita Lineman, Glen Campbell.
Yeah. Who Are You by The Who?
Who Are You by The Who. And one more, Willin' by Little Feat.
Man. I should do my W's. Can we
Linda Ronstadt too.
Can we do this again? I got a whole other topic on this. I missed like 4 of my favorite songs of all time, just not putting. Willin' is one of them.
Willin's unbelievable. I should have been on my list, but didn't.
You ever heard Steve Earle's version of Willin'?
I have not. No.
It's really good.
I'm going to
check
write
it.
that
Probably
down.
on YouTube. You should check it out.
Steve Earle. I like the other 2 versions that I do know. Willin'.
Who else does it? Linda Ronstadt and who else?
Little Feat.
Little Feat. Yeah, it's their song, right?
Yeah, they're the only 2 I know. But I'm sure everybody's done it.
They're the original one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Little Feat might actually, as much as I love their version, it's probably the worst version of the 3.
I like Linda's.
Linda does a great version of it. Yeah. And so
I haven't heard Steve. I have to check out
really
Steve.
Yeah.
Anyway, that'll wrap up the W's. Go over
man.
and sum up Glen Kellaway, who has 4 screw-ups this particular letter.
Big
no
time.
big deal.
Big time screw up. Idiot. Lord of the Idiots.
We're going to be back with Y later on Friday to wrap up the series. And then we'll come back with all of them. The letter Y. Why should we do it? Because we demand to complete this. We're not doing X. We're not doing
entertainment. And we have to deliver.
And then we've compiled our number ones, and we're going to rank all of those just to see where everything stacks up at the end. So, and you can't put Whiter Shade of Pale is number 1 now, Glenn. It's out. So whoever your number 1 was.
I know. It's got to be ones I picked. I know.
Right.
Man, I blew it this week.
Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Leave some comments and some feedback. See you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.